let's move on to your issue with bug bounties. How deep does this go? Are you gonna pound your fists? You gonna get red in the face?
I can. Yeah, I
Okay,
can
do what
for
you gotta
sure.
do. Tell me.
Okay. Okay. So there are two core issues with bounties in open source, at least how they've been historically executed. So one thing is just like bounties as a concept is great, but bounties only really work when there's like two parties involved. There's the person setting up the bounty, who's also the person in charge of like the quality assurance of the deliverable, and obviously the person that delivers the goods that the bounty set up for. So like a classical example is the Western movies, right? You set up a bounty, like capture this bad guy, $10,000. That's the US government that says, like, we'll verify that you did the right thing and then pay you out $10,000. In open source, the way bounties has always worked is that someone just puts up money for any issue without the maintainer's involvement, awareness, or approval, typically on a marketplace where others can then like work on those issues for that bounty, right? And this always leads to the same thing where uh, you see these GitHub issues where this maintainer, the poor maintainer, who is already suffering from not having enough time and just getting, constant streams of issues coming in. Now he has like a lot of different contributors coming in that are just there for the incentive of getting the money. And if you look at those issues, it's always the same case where it's like it's a race towards that cash. And so the contributions are of like fairly low quality in comparison to like someone being there for the right incentives. And it's a competition and a race amongst the contributors. And I think that's the second problem, which is it's often a marketplace approach where it's these directories where you can sort of sort issues by the amount that you can get, which again, just like as soon as someone then funds it $1,000, you're going to have like 5 to 10 developers swooping in there to try to get to this price. I don't think that that is what like open source maintainers need. And historically, what we've seen is just that they hate this and they turn it off. And so we took a very drastically different approach, which is just let's put the maintainers in the driving seat here and let's rather make it about how can we fund their efforts with the backlog and all of the issues that we're like pouring onto them, and then give them the tools to then distribute that funding with their existing community of contributors rather than setting a marketplace that attracts people just for the sake of that money.